All right, so for starters, just take your band and drape it around your neck. And let's squeeze that band tight with our shoulders and then pull back and drop down. And we'll do a couple of shoulder rolls like that. Just think about squeezing that band as you come up, pulling up, back, and down. A couple more times. Beautiful. All right, and then we're going to add on to that. So we're just going to bring that band nice and loosey, right? So not folded, between your thumb and index fingers. You don't have to tight grip it. And let's walk out a little bit to a wider stance. Turn those toes out, pull your abs in. Let's bring that band up, stretch it out. I know it just went out of the vision. Overhead, pull it back behind you, not down, but just to here, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then come up and over, bring it down. Bring it forward. This time we're going to roll into it with the whole body, lift it up, squeeze the shoulders, stick up position, make sure your hands aren't in front nor behind, hands are right over the shoulders, elbows are bent, and then squeeze. And then we come up and over, we go, again, we're going to roll, we're going to lift, we're going to squeeze back and come up and over. One more like that, we roll, we lift, we squeeze, and then we're going to go ahead and drop that all the way down behind us. Flip your grip, so now your hands are underneath it. Bring that out, thumbs up towards the sky. You should feel a little bit of work in your chest, and then you're going to lift up and forward. And again, a little gentle bend in your knees, just a little bit of shoulder work here, warming us up. Strong shoulders help you keep that beautiful posture. Very nice. Relax that down, bring it in front of you. We're going to kind of have that same grip, same stance, abs in. We're going to bring our arms, or bring your elbows in, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then open your hands a little bit. So squeeze the shoulder blades, retract them, and then open. Squeeze and retract. Just a few more here. Squeeze and retract. Last two, squeeze and retract. And squeeze and retract. All right, now it's all upper body just to get us warmed up. We're going to step into that band. Bring your feet pretty close together this time so you have a lot of slack, or, pretty loose on your band. Thumbs up, hinge over, bend your knees a lot. Give yourself a cat and a reindeer. That's Rudolph, cat and reindeer. Pull your abs in, flatten your back. Bring your thumbs out to the side and lift from here. Thumbs up, head in line so you're not dropping it down. You're not doing that bird dog position. Lift. Again, shoulder work. Beautiful. As you stand up, leave your feet where they are. Bring your hands so they're almost touching. Turn your palms to face you. Elbows lift. Try and keep your hands pretty close together. Upright row, and at this point we start to engage those abs, not leaning, not popping those ribs. Elbows lead the way. Two more, and relax. All right, again, that should have been just a good amount of warm up for that upper body so we can keep that chest open, those shoulders back and down, even while we keep our ribs down. So let's step into that band with your left foot, turn the toes in, grab the ends of the band. Sorry, I apparently have honey on my feet. There we go. Bring the band into your right hand, bend the right knee, step over, abs in, turn that left toe in, as I mentioned, and then keep your hand down here on your leg for now, and let's lift and stretch that leg. Lift and stretch, lift and stretch. Now, a couple options. Leave your hand on your leg, right? So my arm is down, resting, my hand is resting on my right leg. You need a big wide stance before you start. So you want to have a big stance before you start. Good. So a couple options here. You could simply lift the arm that's not holding the band to make that extension a little more challenging. Or you could give yourself a bicep curl with the hand that's holding the band to work your bicep. You can do everything at once. Thank you all for being here, by the way. I thought it was just going to be Tom and Carol and me. Bob, Sue, Carol, Ted, and Alice. 2 more. Beautiful. This time, grab the band in your same hand, left leg. Again, wide stance, big lunge, abs in, spine long, and we lift that back leg. So we're working that same leg, slightly different angle. Rotate your thumb to the front so that shoulder can be nice and open. Two more. Woo! All right, leave that band in your left hand, but go ahead and step in with your right. Big lunge with that left leg. Hand is resting on the inside of that leg. And then that right leg, it lifts and extends. So you won't feel this one quite as much as this, sorry, falling over here. You won't feel this one quite as much as the other. Option to lift that arm, same arm. Option to do a bicep curl as you lift the leg, and option to do all 3. Very nice, almost there. And relax. Keep the band across that right foot. Bring it into the left hand, turn sideways, bigger lunge. And then again, we lift that leg, and you can bring that arm away a little bit if you want. Long, flat back. And relax. All right, take that band off. Let's go ahead, put the band on the ground, walk to the back of your mat, find that cat reindeer, position again. Oh, cat, and extend, reindeer. One more time, cat. One more reindeer, abs in, bring those hands down, walk it out, high plank position, shoulders out of your ears. Check your format, so make sure your hips aren't lowered nor tight. Make sure your belly's not sagging, shoulders out of your ears. Just holding here for a couple seconds, be strong, a little more challenging, walk your big toes to touch, back of the neck, head in line with your spine, and then knees down, and we'll push back in that resting position. Arms can be out front or by your sides. You can make little fists and give yourself some space behind those legs. And then as you come up, left hand goes very far ahead, right knee ahead, and then we'll undulate through that cat-cow, just to get a little stretch on other parts of the body. Beautiful, walk it all back, then right hand forward, left knee forward, and we'll roll through that. Very nice, everything stacks up. We're going to come all the way down to the ground. Just have your band where you can grab it. Stretch out your left leg, bring your right knee into your chest. Give it a big hug. Start to feel a hamstring stretch. Bring your arm behind it and bring that knee over to the right. Really pull it up so you get that big stretch. And then we're going to start to bring it across the body. Put that right foot on your left hip. Arm to the side, and then we'll rotate over. Come on back through center. Let that leg drop open and slide down, and left knee comes in. We'll give it that big hug. We're going to wrap it around, bring it over to the left shoulder. Nice stretch for your hamstring. Then we bring it across, put the heel on the right thigh, and then across in that twist. And back through center, arms are going to reach overhead, toes point the opposite way, long stretch for the body. And then I want you to tuck the ribs and hips together, roll that low back into the ground, tuck the hips under, so really strong pelvic tilt, and then tip the other way. So you're just tucking and tipping, warming up that part of the spine. And then we'll bend those knees. We're going to take that band. Let's go ahead and fold it in half. Try and have a fairly equal fold. Just make your life easier, possibly later. And then again, we'll hold that band between the thumb and index finger, not necessarily a tight grip, always trying to keep the fingertips long. Deep breath in for ab prep. Exhale, press the shoulder blades into the ground. Inhale, raise them up. Exhale, lower them down. One more time, raise them up, lower them down. And then this time on the exhale, poke a hole in the ceiling with those 4 fingers. And then inhale, arms up overhead, stretch. See if you can stretch one way and stretch the other, both at the same time. And exhale down. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, stretch and reach overhead. And exhale down. Again, we lift on the exhale, we reach overhead and stretch and exhale down. Deep breath in, we exhale to lift. We inhale to stretch and reach. We exhale down. 2 more like that. We exhale, lift, inhale, reach, exhale down. Last time, we're going to lift, we're going to reach, and we're going to stay here and pulse the hands away from each other. So pulse, 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 pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that band, wrap it around your shins, hug those knees in, quick little rock side to side, and then we stack those legs tabletop. Deep breath in. We're going to exhale, extend those legs, extend those arms, tap the knees with the band, and we reach and we tap, and we reach and we tap. Adding on, we reach, open the legs, open the arms, and tap. Reach and open and tap. Shh. If your neck is bothering you, because we've had it up for a while, you can certainly bring your head down. Beautiful. Leave those legs in tabletop. Keep your hands where they are, but bring that band behind your legs. Deep breath in. Exhale. We're going to do the 100, but instead of pumping up and down, I want you to think about pumping out. So here we go. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got tension on the band, and you create more tension on the band. If you want to, your legs can stay where they are. They could go straight up. They could be out on an angle, or you can bend them on the inhales and extend them on the exhales. Again, if your neck is bothering you, a lot of the work is coming from what's going on with those legs, and you just holding your abs. Almost there. And we'll relax. We're going to hug and pull those knees in. While those legs are in, slip that band out from behind the right one and bring it just behind the left one. Stretch that right leg out on the ground, pull that left one in, nice deep stretch here. And then I want you to use your arms. So my hands are really close to my legs now. Deep breath in, exhale, lift your right leg off the ground, lift your torso off the ground, point through those right toes. I'm pulling my arms, but I'm pressing away with my left thigh, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to come about halfway, everything moves, and then up, and up, and up. So I'm really kind of helping myself up. If you wanted more challenge, the exact opposite is what you're doing, which is pushing against the leg, push against the leg, push. So you choose, you have 6 more. You're either pulling and reaching, or you're pressing and reaching, and then relax. Bring that band behind the right leg, left leg goes out on the ground, and we hug that right knee in and get a nice stretch here. While you're doing that, think about the left leg for a second. Don't let it just be floppy. If you straighten out that leg, flex through the heel, and get that hip flexor nice and open, then as I'm curling my right knee in, I'm getting a low back stretch, and I'm getting the front of my left hip flexor. And then we're going to bring ourselves up, let everything comes up. So again, our option is I pull and reach, pull and reach, pull and reach, pull and reach. Or for more challenge, I bring the band on the front of my thigh and I press and reach, press and reach, press and reach. So you choose. And again, you have 5 more of whichever you're doing. And we will relax. We're gonna bring our arms out in a T. We're gonna widen those feet wider than the mat. Let the left knee drop in and the right leg drop open. Big stretch down the front of that left thigh and hip flexor. And then we'll come on back through center. We'll let that right leg drop in. So big stretch on the front of that right leg, hip flexor. And then we'll rotate a couple times, just to, kind of with the breath. Very nice. All right, legs back in bridge pose, getting ready for bridge. You're going to take that band, keep it folded in half. One hand is holding the folds, the tails, and the other hand goes through the fold like that. And you're going to drape that across your thighs, across your hip flexors for now, and put your hands on the ground. Deep breath in, exhale, lift the hips until you feel tension. Press the hands down, make sure your triceps are touching, your shoulders are touching, and all 10 fingers are touching. And then lower the hips about an inch and push up. Push up. Every time you push up, reignite those arm muscles to make sure that they're not letting anything lift. 2 more, and bring that down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift. This time, hands get to hover for now. Hips go as high as you can get them, and now we press the hands down, down, down. So kind of the same movement that we would normally do for the 100, but again, we'll be working those triceps this time. And relax. And then the next round in this position, deep breath in, we exhale, lift. As I lift my hips, I press my hands into the ground. Hips lift, hands press, lift and press, lift and press, lift and press, lift, press, lift, press, lift, press, lift, press. 4 more. And relax. And then here comes the fun one. We're going to lift up again, but we're going to slide that band a little farther up our legs. We're going to do not the whole thing, just the last round. So hands press down, hips press up, hands down, hips up, hands down, hips up, down and up, down and up. And relax. Straighten that left leg out on the ground. Actually, let's bend the knee for now. You're going to lasso your right foot. You have options. You can bring that band across the sole of the foot if that feels safe to you. If that doesn't, put the band around the front of the leg and bring it behind so you have it crisscrossed, right? Like that. You could try putting the foot in lengthwise if you feel confident with that. We're going to do leg circles. So you're holding that band with the right arm. I think I'm going to be a little safer. And that left knee is bent for now. Remember, this is all about keeping the hips stable. So maybe put your left hand on that hip, point those right toes, start with a small circle in one direction, finish the circle with an exhale. Inhale, go the other way, exhale, finish. And just keep those circles reversing every time. When you feel like it, you can make the circles bigger. If you'd like, you can straighten out that left leg, flex through the heel, put it on the ground. And again, think about keeping that hip flexor open and close to the ground. And that also, gives you a little bit of different sensation of awareness. Beautiful. Let's bend that right knee, put the foot on the ground, take the band off and bring it across your left foot, please. And again, we're going to lasso that foot, hold on to it, stabilize those hips, point the left toes, start with small circles, inhaling to start your circle and exhaling to finish, and then being sure to reverse it every time. When you feel confident, you can make bigger circles. Straighten out that right leg, flex through the heel, and really get that hip flexor close to the ground. Beautiful. Leave the left foot where it is and just slip that right foot in next to it. All right, so we're doing double leg lower instead of toe touches, but if this is too much, go ahead and bend your knees, that's fine. But it's going to be simpler because we get the band to help us. So I really want you to focus as you go on lowering those legs slowly, keeping those abs in, keeping that low back the same distance from the ground. Be honest when you get to that point where things are going to lift up, stay there for a second, and then come back up. So we inhale, and I'm pushing out just a little bit on the band. Hold for a moment, and then exhale up. So you inhale to lower and press, you hold at the bottom, you exhale to come up nice and slowly. Your hands can be wherever you want. You could try having them flat out on the ground. I don't think that'd be very successful, but you can move those hands around a little bit if you want. The other thing that this might do is give you an idea of if one leg wants to lead the way, right? Try and make them both equal. Couple more. Press out on that band at the bottom, hold for that second, and then come up. Beautiful. Next time you come up, I want you to choke up on the band. And we're going to use this for rocking, right? So you really want to have your hands as close as possible to the feet so that it lifts your torso up a little bit. Because when you roll up, then you'll be in the right spot. You're going to exhale to roll back over, inhale, pause at the top. So rocking motion here, created by curving your spine, created by pulling your belly button in. Next time you get to the top, let's stay at the top and see if you can start to slide your hands up the band to lift nice and tall. And then bend your knees. You still have hold of that band. All you're going to do is cross it. Press out with your feet a little bit and give me a little rowing motion. Beautiful. And then give yourself some slack. Put your hands on the ground, press tall, and hinge for spine stretch. Try not to drop it around. Shoulders out of your ears, giving it that nice hinge. And then undo and bend those knees, please. Let's go ahead and double up on that band again. Arms out in front of you, shoulders back and down, lift tall through your spine. Let's knock your knees together. Even if your feet are apart, put those knees in. Hinge back in your roll down position and give me a rotation to the side. Back through center, rotate the other way. So you're keeping your knees together, you're rotating side to side. Good job. And then we'll come up, sit nice and tall. So our band is folded in half. I want you to flip your knees towards me. Take the folded part and slip that around so that your band can come up over your thighs and your hand just grabs that fold and then grabs that loose end. So that when you lie down, you're in clam position. Arm is resting on your ear. I'm knuckling down, right? So my hand stays on the ground. I don't lift my arm as I lift my legs. And then you want to have a pretty tight grip. So you may have to, depending on how long and tight your band is, you might have to lose or, have a little bit of a longer tail. Shoulders back and down. We'll start with just that simple lift. So I'm never going to close my legs and take all the tension off. I'm going to lift and lift higher. I'm going to lift higher, lift higher, keeping a little bit of gap between my legs so that there's always some tension. And then I'm going to put the feet together. I'm going to spin in that turnout position with the feet, Pilates V, and open from there. Waistline is off the ground. Beautiful. Then I'm going to keep my knees down and bring those legs up, Pilates V, gap between the knees, and we press open from there. And relax. Oh. Give those hips some love if that would feel good. We're going to do the other side. So all you have to do is flip sides, but then you also have to take that fold. So it goes underneath first, over and around, and then you can bring it over top of that top leg and grab the tail. And then again, your arm is resting right underneath your ear. Your waistline is lifted. Your knuckles are down on the ground. Abs are in, and that top leg is going to lift and lift a little higher. So we keep tension on the band. We don't completely close. And now we're going to come down, bring the heels together, toes apart, open the knee a little bit, and then press open from there, and a little more, and a little more. Beautiful. Then we're going to bring the knees down, legs up in the air, heels apart, and we push open. And relax. Once again, you can give those hips a little bit of love. Let's roll over onto our abs, unfold that band, and just drape it across your sacrum or your low back. Bring your hands underneath so your palms are facing the sky. And try and get all 10 toenails on the ground. So toes are pointed, lift your kneecaps so your thighs are engaged. And then head back to center. Notice your shoulder blades are probably, or your shoulders might be dropping. So lift the shoulders up first, then bring the head in line. Then reach your hands down your legs and then lift an inch and press those arms open. Exhale down. So that was a lot. So first, shoulders come off the ground, so like they're not rounded forward anymore. Bring your neck in line with that. Stretch your fingertips down your thighs. Lift your kneecaps, lift your belly button, lift your upper body, press out on the band. Again, a little faster pace, shoulders, knees, abs, neck, head, lift, stretch, reach, press out. And then we do it with the breath. Deep breath in to prepare, lift, stretch, reach, inhale at the top, press, and down on the exhale. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift, stretch, reach, inhale, press out, and we go down again. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift, stretch, reach, press out, and keep that going for me. So some posture work, some arm work, some low back work. 2 more. And last one, hold it up, reach. See if you can lift your thighs up. And relax. And we will press back in that resting position. Maybe walk your hands over to one side this time and let the hips sit the other way. And of course, do both sides. And then as you come up, we're going to bring that band under our armpits. And then you want to have tension, but you want to be able to move your arms a little bit. Because we're coming down onto those forearms. Feet close together, shoulders back. So you should have enough tension that you can do this little, call it like a chicken move, right? Head in line, but press the shoulders against the band. 2 more times, feel muscles working. Beautiful. Keep that in mind as we go into our plank. That's the part of the body that's going to be moving. So you can come up onto the front of the thigh plank, or you can come up onto your toes plank. And then I want you to press against the band between your shoulders, not your hips moving. I mean, they might move, but the movement is initiated by pushing against the band. And relax. All right. You're coming up on your feet because here comes a challenge. That band is still draped across your shoulders. Grab the band between your right big toe and your second toe. And then it's already ready across your left shoulder. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that. I'm grabbing it, my right big toe and my right second toe. It comes across my back over my left shoulder. And then we just want to find a neutral spine, extend that right leg. Feel free to stay there. If you want to, you can lift the left arm at the same time. You can stay with that, or you can tap and lift. Head in line with your spine. And relax. All right, see if you can simply cross that band, grab it with your left big toe and second toe. If that doesn't work, you can wrap it around your foot, but you still have to grip it somehow. Now you need to transfer it so it comes across your right shoulder. So my left toes and my right shoulder are where the band is. Then I'm going to extend that left leg and I can simply hold this. Or I could extend my right arm at the same time. Or I can tap and lift. And relax. Woohoo! Shake those hips out. Come on over to a seated position for me, please. All right. And yeah, let's double up the band and bring it behind your hamstrings. And have your hands really close to your legs, palms up, shoulders down to your ears. Keep all 10 toes on the ground. Lower yourself down. Use your biceps as much as you need to. Some of you don't even need your arms, but we're just doing this to warm up for the next exercise, which most of you know what is coming. So I'm moving my upper body without moving my lower body, right? I'm using my arms to help me as much as need be. And that is option one that you can always stay with. Option two takes a pretty big jump because we're going to lasso our feet with that band. And I'm going to recommend this time that you do the safety dance. So band around the tops of the feet, and then I brought it behind my arches. See? Hopefully you see. All right, and now I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to try to lift myself up without moving those legs too much, right? So upper body moves, legs try to stay in place. The closer your hands are to your feet, the easier it'll be. You could do this with a bit knee position and try not to do that, right? I think for me, that's why I think straight legs are a little easier. And then next time you come up, stay there. And now you're going to try and move your legs without moving your arms or your torso. And you know what comes next. We did the open leg rocker earlier. This is the exact opposite of that. We're not rocking at all. We are starting from a quiet standstill position. And then from there, we take a deep breath in to prepare for our teaser. And then on the exhale, arms, legs, torso, everything up at the same time. We try and find that V. We try and lift those arms, stretch those legs. And then with control, we exhale everything down. Inhale at the bottom. We're going to exhale and lift everything up. And come down. Inhale, prepare. Exhale to lift. Inhale to hold. And exhale to lower. I'd like you to do 2 more of those for me, please. And on that last one, hold as best you can at the very top and think about choking your hands closer and closer to your feet so your legs come higher and higher and higher and higher. And then relax and come on down to the ground. You're gonna take that band, and we're gonna lasso the top of the right, or actually, this is where you can put that foot in lengthwise. And then hold on to the band with your right hand. Let the right elbow just rest on the ground. And we're just gonna roll through the ball of the foot and the toe. And then the toe comes back, the ball of the foot goes towards the ceiling, the heel presses up. You want to have enough tension that you feel this, press through the ball of the foot and the toe, push to the ceiling, and then everything pulls back and presses up. And then one more time. And then with those toes pointed, bring that right elbow onto the ground, let that right leg hang in space freely. That should be a beautiful stretch for the inner thigh. Reach over with your left hand, bring everything back through center, straighten out your left leg, flex through the heel, and again, think about opening that hip flexor. Then choke up on your band and bring that foot in with the bent knee. And now do that ball of the foot press one more time, and then the heel presses and straightens, and that should be a very intense stretch on your hamstring. Move the band into your left hand, turn your toes in, right leg to the side. Give yourself enough slack that your left elbow can rest on the ground, and now you have that passive outer hip stretch. And then from there, bend that right knee and let it drop to the right. As you come back through center, take the band off, take that right ankle across your left thigh, lasso, thread the needle, left leg, point flex, rotate, go the other way, bend that knee, give it a big hug, use your right elbow against that right inner thigh. And then both legs stack, arms out in that T, and we drop to the right again, or left again. Sorry, I might have said right earlier. My apologies. Come back through center, stretch it out, feel that openness in that right side, bend the right knee, lasso your left foot however you want to. As I said, I kind of like it being in the length of the band, so I can use that, but it's up to you if that doesn't feel safe. All right, I want some tension on that band, so you feel it when you press through the ball of the foot and the toe, and then you pull them back and press that heel up. Ball the foot pushes, toes push up, toes come back, ball the foot comes back, heel presses, and then elbow on the ground, leg open to the side. Right hand comes across, bring that back to center, choke up on the band, straighten out your right leg, flex through the heel, open that right hip flexor, bend that left knee, bring it close, press through the toes, follow the foot, pull them back, press the heel to the sky, straighten the leg. Big stretch. Move the band into your right hand, turn your toes in, start to feel that hip stretch. Drop your right elbow onto the ground, and that leg can hang in space. Big stretch. Then bend that knee, de-loop the band, bring it across, little twist. Back through center, drape that leg open, reach around, right hamstring, we'll point flex and circle. Bend that right knee, cross that, oops, don't do that yet, sorry. Bend it, yes, and press that left leg open. Now we cross all the way over, arms into a T, we drop right. Straighten it all out, come back through center, take a little rock side to side, make your way up to your hands and knees, please. All right, cat reindeer, I know you're making the sounds in your house. One more from here. Tuck your toes, lift those hips, press those heels down. And then wide stance, nod yes and shake no, bend your knees a lot. Back to cat, yeah, and reindeer, yeah. Bring it up, hands to your heart. Thank you, happy Saturday, Super Saturday it's called. Last day to shop. and get it, something.